Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, November 20th, 2021. Dang. I didn't know what time it was until after I just pressed play. And then because usually I'll start the video and then after I start the video, I'll say what date it is and then look at the time. And it so happens to be 12:33. I'm sorry. But, sometimes I'll end up looking at the time and then start the video. But then if I check again, then it'll be like sometimes the next minute. So I hate to have to feel anxiety this whole entire coming week, because of what happened a few hours ago. So, one quick thing I forgot to say was that, like, Veronica hadn't been working with us for that long, but a couple of times she offered to help me, and I'm like, no thanks, I'm fine. But, she started, like, getting mad and, like, you know, saying that, she was tired and stuff like that, when Miss Brenda was like, Candy's going home because she's mad at John, or something like that, she said. And so she's like, oh, hell no, I ain't about to do whatever. But I thought any other time she seemed like she'd be, like, glad to volunteer to, offer help or work or whatever. But, and then Miss Brenda's like, here, I'll help you. But dang, I don't even know if I could go back there or work back there. I would hate to end up losing my job. And I can't afford to, because I can't afford to lose, because me trying to keep a roof over my head and trying to stay out of the cold. And I can't go back to that cold weather shelter no more. And I don't do good living with other people. So, that was just, while I'm uploading my videos, I was just watching a whole bunch of, random YouTube videos while my videos were uploading. Before I say this, I wanted to say that I wanted to make sure that from talking about this incident, I wanted to make sure that I did, like, from talking about what happened, a few hours ago, I wanted to make sure, and I did, make sure that I used none of my phone data to upload the videos about the doggone incident, because that was something that was, like, didn't have to happen. And it's like, I got sick and tired of Mr. John, perping me and gaslighting me, and then play it off like he don't, like, as if I'm freaking crazy, or like he don't know what I'm talking about. And I got tired of him trying to order me around and tell me what to do, and then say, oh, you're your own boss. But so I'm sitting here feeling, like, super nervous was feeling super nervous about what just happened, and then have that held over my head and feeling anxiety for a whole week, and then being scared and not knowing what decision is going to be made about me the following Monday. So it's like every now and then Miss Brenda can be a little bit bossy too, but not really, but a little bit. But I mean I know he's a perp, and I definitely get an attitude with him. Yeah, I get an attitude with him. So yeah, the idea of just high anxiety being held over me and increased depression. Like, I'm already depressed about the online bullying, even though it seemed like it subsided, but I guess it didn't, because I'm still getting all those unnecessary thumbs down, and so it seems like with the new, like on one of my other channels, it seems like as if on one of my other channels, I see where it seems like as if the thumbs up shows up, but there's a dislike button, but it won't show the thumbs down. But I don't think that stops people from, pressing dislike. It's not that they dislike my content. They dislike me as the demonic psychopathic perps. They dislike me as a person. So they thought that they could try to run me off the internet, and the ones in person, the perps think that they can run me off the doggone earth. So I don't even know if it's because I'm upset, but I'm still feeling full from dinner, and it feels like as if I can still feel the food sitting in my stomach, like gastroparesis, like I had like a while back. But I mean, I know I had a lot of meat to eat today, a lot of meat and a lot of sweets for the day, but later on I'm hoping to get to eat better. I might have have the flaxseed oatmeal and for me to try the flaxseed oatmeal and with some peanut butter in it. I've been a sucker for peanut butter, weak for peanut butter. And let's see. I don't know what to eat for lunch. I guess I don't know if I'll leave the motel later on today. But I heard that maybe later on today or tomorrow the washers and dryers might start back working again. Or that somebody might is supposed to get them fixed. But I don't know if I have beans, rice, and salmon for for lunch or dinner. Yeah. So I was watching YouTube videos, and various different YouTube videos. But I don't know if people if that with the new figure thing with the dislikes not showing on YouTube, I don't know if that's going to affect the algorithm still. If a person presses dislike, if a person presses the dislike button and then would that mess up the algorithms of your videos, and or you can't get any, like, my videos are being suppressed because of thumbs down and perps being ignorant. And I know I'm speaking nothing but truth in my videos. From personal life to the gang stalking to, the truth about the New World Order and everything. So it's like, but tonight I, watched different videos, you know, hoping I can learn something. And, I try to watch some positive, good, happy videos too, like in some natural health or um, baking cakes and, you know, um, cooking or even like narcissistic abuse, of course. And like there was a video that I watched, and somebody talked about narcissistic demons. And there are some people who talk about narcissistic abuse, and um they'll talk about narcissistic abuse, and excuse me, they'll say that basically narcissistic abusers, that they're operating by demons, and that's why they're able to stalk you 24/7, and why they can never get rest. Why it seems like they never rest, or like they never get tired, and they won't leave you alone. And they won't stop until they succeed at fulfilling a certain agenda. And I hate the idea that you can't win with the narc. Like, it's like they're so much more powerful than you, the victim. But narcissistic abuse and gang stalking go hand in hand. Like, if you research about gang stalking, if you dig deep enough, you'll come across talk about narcissistic abuse and vice versa. If you research and dig deep enough about narcissistic abuse, then you can come across talk about gang stalking. Excuse me, that's what happened. One of the things that happened to me. So some people say that they are puzzled on why the gang stalkers feel the need to call the targeted say that the targeted individuals are narcissistic when it's the other way around. And I've even seen on Quora and a few other places where a narcissistic ex-lover entrap you with a baby and then trick you into marriage or that honeypot, honey trap or whatever. I still need more to learn about that one. and you know, if they be like a honeypot or a honey trap and then marry you, give you a baby, and then abuse the shit. I've heard the same theme over and over again. And abuse the shit out of you. And then if you try to get away with your kids, you know, they'll try to falsely try to get you, trying to get CPS to get your kids and have them taken away. Your own boyfriend or husband or baby daddy or whatever. Or if he's trying, or you'll end up with a nasty divorce. And there's a custody battle. And if the husband try to get the wife, you know, wrongfully punished for child endangerment because the wife tried to run away with with the kids, and the husband won't let her, and so she tried to run away with the kids, you know, trying to leave with the kids, and he ain't having that, and so then he'll try to, you know, get her in all kinds of trouble and try to falsely report her for child endangerment and stuff, or neglect, or if he might physically abuse and beat on both the wife and kids, and then and then, you know, when you try to break away from him with your kids, then he'll reverse it on you online and say that you beat on him and the kids. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, why and how are people like this? And that same guy, you know, will supposedly be your handler. I hate that, you know, supposedly be your handler and try to keep you in line, you know, and then you end up feeling so depressed. And then they label you with mental illness and unfit parent and everything like that, you know. But you, the abusive husband or the abusive wife, whoever's the abusive spouse or girlfriend, baby mama, baby daddy, because I think it's narcissistic and fucked up and unfair for a female, and I think that's witchcraft too. I've heard stories about a female will seduce a male and then get pregnant by him on purpose, treat him mean and abuse him and won't allow him to see his child, and then slaps child support on him. And he got to live with that until, you know, even like I've heard stories about how a dad is still forced to pay child support even after the child is already 18. And so I personally have had experiences about being sexually taken advantage of or raped by a random guy. And it seemed like, well, I haven't had any babies, but it seemed like he intentionally trying to get you pregnant on purpose and then run off. And then I've heard it happen to other people. Like the guy would be all out for himself and then make you miserable and like rape you and get you pregnant and then run off, you know, or coerce you into sex and get you pregnant and then run off, and then cut off all contact with you, and then falsely accuse you of being a whore and sleeping around when you had zero sex in like 10 years, he was the only encounter for after all this time, and take advantage of you and then run off, and probably, sometimes even more unfortunately, give a person that, I never had an STD, but give a person an STD or something like that, and then run off, and then the female ends up losing her freaking mind behind the guy doing that, and then make like she the crazy one. And then societies out here saying that, act like they think they can fill in the blanks for you and blame you for or try to say you deserve to be raped, or that you put yourself in a position and allow yourself, to have this happen to you, or if you keep being taken advantage of by people trying to take your money and stuff. And then people wonder, what is it about you that you're doing to quote unquote attract all these abusive people in your life? And none of it's your fault at all. That all these people being exploitative and abusive, like you become across abuser after abuser after abuser, and then everything's got to be your fault. Or there's so many lessons that you got to learn. I guess the only lesson to learn is to live like a hermit and isolate yourself in the. But what do you do if you're homeless on the streets and ain't got nowhere? So I mean, it's horrible out here and scary out here. I'm getting a bigger picture now. Like, people say that it's a narcissistic demon personality to stalk somebody. And I'm gonna try to look for the I'm gonna look for the video and try to put it in the description box. I think it's more than one video, because I think I tried to tell y'all about this other video before. If it wasn't on Vimeo, it probably was on YouTube. The Narcissist Psychology of Demons. And so you see the same theme over and over again. You see the same thing about narcissistic abusers being like, it'll be the chief narc in your life that, like, if I seen on Quora or another forum or on YouTube comments about how a honeypot or a honey trap or a narcissistic lover, family member, cousin, or whatever got you put on a gang stalking list, and I mean, whoever gets you put on the gang stalking list ends up, or if they, whether they did or didn't, like anybody who's that handler, or if they got you put on a list, you get that same theme. They got a narcissistic personality. And so they're narcissistic enough that they'll be the ones who tell you straight up to your face that that you're greedy if you eat. But like, how the hell they call you greedy at an all-you-can-eat restaurant? I'm like, isn't that the objective? I thought you can eat all you want. But speaking of that, I've seen recent videos about people getting banned from eating at all-you-can-eat restaurants, from eating way, way, way too much, and they say that it hurts the company's the business by one person coming there eating all the food. Like, it's like, well, why call it an all-you-can-eat restaurant? Because I thought you can eat as much as you want too, But the most, I mean, if I go to an all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant, I remember there was a point in time all I can eat was one plate for many years and feel tortured and full by the second plate. But sometimes, on average, I'll eat like 2 plates of food plus dessert. Well, two plates of regular food plus maybe salad or fruits and vegetables and dessert. So that might be 4. But I was super depressed and homeless on the streets and would eat like 6 plates of food because I was so depressed about being homeless. But I heard that narcissistic abuse and / or cults, can cause eating disorders. And psychiatric medications cause you to overeat also. So, but I remember they had that Mexican lady named Leticia that I met at the fake dirty YMCA downtown. And I recently came across her, and she took me to eat at this Asian restaurant. I mean, the Asian all-you-can-eat buffet Chow Time. Their food is nasty, and I do not recommend them. And they do not, they're rude over there. So I don't think I ever want to go back to Chow Time. But that's like 2 all-you-can-eat buffet restaurants, like in somewhat close distance. But at Golden Corral, I love their food, but well, some of their food, not all of it. But Chow Time, they have nasty food. But that lady took me to Chow Time, and she paid for the food, but she tried to. I couldn't even eat enough, but she forced me to eat like 7 or 8 plates of food. And she said that she would eat at like Golden Corral every day. But she made it like she had a narcissistic, abusive white husband. But then she seemed like she trying to control me. Acting like a narcissistic, control freak, fake friend. So I had to cut her off. And when she saw me recently at Golden Corral, and she's like, "You need to call me." I was like, "No." My stomach hurts just even thinking about, I think it was, I don't remember if it was 7 or 8 plates of food that she forced me to eat, And so, but it was a couple of different people who asked me, "Candy, are you sure she's not into witchcraft? Why is she trying to make you eat like that?" But I wasn't sure. She tried to talk the lingo like she's a Christian and a Bible believer. But this lady, she also would work out for hours, like at Anytime Fitness or YMCA or somewhere. To me, that's kind of pointless or don't make no doggone sense. Just eat your doggone 3 meals a day, or however 1, 2, or 3 meals a day, and get your average 30 minutes of exercise. But why eat like a pig and then try to overcompensate by why try to eat like a pig and then overcompensate by over exercising? You would think a teenager would do that, but this lady gotta be at least a minimum of 45 years old or older, between 45 and 55. I don't know how old she is. But I think around 2020, around me and my twin sister's birthday, I think me and her kind of had a falling out, and I forgot totally what reason it was. But now I just try to stay away from her, You know, um, I mean, if I ate 7 or 8 plates of food, I'd be dead by now. I already feel like my health ain't the best. I desire to try to want to eat healthier. Like, I've been trying to, I think I had the cookies twice this week, but I've been trying to, like, yesterday I think I had no dessert yesterday, so yay for me. But then I was craving like crack. But then today I felt like I was sugared out, so now I have basically no dessert food in this house, well, this motel room right now. No, that's a lie because I have a couple of candy bars. But those world finest chocolate, the small ones, the skinny dollar ones. But I'm like, damn, you know, I got two of them in the freezer. But I know I need to eat healthier. But I haven't been eating that much candy lately. I don't eat as much candy as I used to, but it's like I'm trying to work on it. We're trying to better myself with not falling into the weakness of eating sweets. But usually I'll eat like a standard plate of food and I'm good. I don't, and most of the time during a regular everyday I eat 2 or 3 meals a day, more like mostly three, all three, but sometimes two. And I'll just, eat my meal. But I don't order extra. I mean, I had a problem with desserts, so I need to try to back off with desserts. But I don't order 2 meals or in one, or I don't I don't snack in between anymore like I used to. But yeah, that lady kind of traumatized me by trying to force me to eat so much, But I, as I say, if I eat, I don't really go back for seconds unless I was served a very small, a child-sized portion or something. But I usually don't go and try to eat, like go back for seconds and stuff like that. Like, but at places like homeless shelters, they'll feed you like a child's portion of food, and that's why I would go back for seconds. But normally, normal everyday, eating, I don't really go back for seconds. Like, I eat less than what I used to. Back then, I used to eat like 2 or 3 peanut butter sandwiches, and well, now I eat just 2 peanut butter sandwiches. But back then, I used to eat 3. Back then, I used to eat like 2 bowls of cereal, but now I eat like 1 bowl of cereal. So I don't understand what's the reason why I'm still being called greedy. I seldom eat donuts much anymore. Can't eat Krispy Kreme really because I'll feel diabetic with one donut from the Krispy Kreme, or I'll feel like guilty if I really eat, eat a donut, like eat 2 donuts, but I mean, I mainly been having a problem with not so much cookies, but ice cream has been what my weakness. Um, but I know I went off into a whole tangent about the eating thing, but a narcissistic control freak fake friend that's a female. I hate how they claim to be abused by their boyfriend or husband, and then they turn like that happened like in the domestic violence shelter, and after I got raped by Giovanni in 2011, shortly before I left Denton, Texas. I didn't deal with the Freemason. Um, well, I don't want to say because I was never friends with that Freemason, and I don't hang with Freemasons. I really don't know Freemasons, but he was just a random guy who met me at the the Derwin guy in 2012. He met me at the train station and followed me home and raped me. But an odd thing is what Derwin O's did. It was almost exactly a year after what Giovanni did to me, and it was on a Saturday. Like what Giovanni did to me, I think it was a Saturday, June 25th, and then had me feel hostage in the house all the way until the what day was that? The 27th, and then he finally ran off, but he ran off with my laptop, and I was devastated. And but then the Derwin guy was June 23rd that happened, and then a month after, July 23rd, 2012, the guy Charles nearly succeeded at raping me. And then finally, I think was it like a Monday night? It was weird. A Monday night that this like somewhere approximately December 17th that Charles had raped me in 2012. And then I was raped again. No more rapes or no more. I'd stay off to myself. So then it was March 6th. I was raped by that Jaraka Singfield guy. You know, I call him Hellface Ugly Burnt Gay Ruckus because he was also a narcissistic abuser who refused to respect me. And then come to find out he's a multiple criminal. You know, committing arson and larceny and all these weird. I mean, not arson. I forgot what the other crime was, but larceny and burglary and stuff like that. A multitude of crimes, in and out of jail or prison. And I don't understand, like, people who like that. Why don't they, if they in and out of jail so much, why they keep getting in and out of jail? Why don't those bastards be kept there? You know, if you in and out of jail so many times, you know. But the crooked system, I don't understand. But anyway, so I know I went off on a whole tangent. You know, I'm just extra sensitive about the greedy thing. So basically, I don't see why I get called greedy for eating the same average meal as anybody else. So, yeah, during holiday time, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, family get togethers, the narc in your life, narcissistic abusers, or narcissistic family members eat more than you and then pick on you and start calling you greedy. Just to be cruel and mean. Or they'll tell you directly to your face that you stink. You need a bath. I talked about that the other day. About how narcissistic abusers got no problem telling you they think you stink when you took a shower twice that day, and they still try to tell you you stink on purpose just to put you down. Or they'll call you fat. They'll call somebody you know, imagine like, okay, somebody, I can't think of anybody else famous who's like pencil skinny than Aaliyah. Like, imagine like a narcissistic abuser would call somebody like her fat and greedy. And then you abuse somebody and you know, and it's like they make you feel insecure, and then they make you like overeat, and then it might turn into another eating disorder like bulimic or something. But I was 12 years old in 7th grade, and I started the habit of like being bulimic, but I nipped that in the bud real quick. I nipped that in the bud real quick. I think I did try that on myself like 2 or 3 times. Eat and then try to stick my finger down my throat and make myself throw up. That was miserable. I didn't like that, so I nipped that in the bud real quick. But I didn't want to be anorexic either. But the psych medications make you so hungry. So I can't believe I'm up because I'm still sleepy and tired. I hate being sleepy and tired, but at the same time feeling restless, like feeling drug kind of tired and restless and hyper mixed in together at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain what they do with the direct energy weapons. you know, but I felt like I need to get my feelings and my emotions out. You know, it takes somebody with a narcissistic personality to push all your buttons and trigger you and waste your time. Waste their time trying to make you miserable. And another reason why I stayed out of Mr. John's way and I didn't tell him certain things, because when a person is a perp, if you tell them or show them that you don't like something, they use it against you and violate you on purpose, and then play innocent when you cuss them from A to Z. But certain like that one of the videos that I just watched was saying, like, don't even try to argue or reason with the narc, and basically, stay far away from them. But then, that's why I try to close every doggone door with the online perps, because the narcs and flying monkeys and everything. But in a place like that job, it's like I kind of can't escape, unless I quit. And then if I have another job, there might be another narcissistic perp 10 times worse. But narcissistic abusers think that they're more worthy and deserving than you. Like, if they eat 3 meals a day, why are you greedy for eating one? Or one crumb of cereal, if you eat it, then why do you deserve to die? Why do you deserve to be punished with all kinds of health problems? Like, the foster mom Adrian Felder would she would, remember I told y'all, she would just walk into the kitchen on a Sunday right before going to the fake Bible class meetings. She would come into the kitchen and I'm sitting down eating, and eating like the cocoa, like the malto meal cocoa roos or cocoa dino bite cereal, or the malto meal equivalent of Fruit Loops or whatever, and I forgot what they were called, but something like that. And I'll be eating the cereal, and this happened numerous occasions. The foster mom walk up in the into the room, into the kitchen, and tell me, you're gonna wind up dead, and then just walk off. And I wonder, what is this for? And she acted like she kept on wishing for me to die. Like, and tell me you're gonna wind up in jail or telling me you're gonna wind up in jail or dead and deserve it, and or that you're gonna wind up homeless, or you're gonna wind up being a prostitute. You're gonna grow up to be a prostitute just like your mom. Talking about the biological mom Frances. But I heard that wasn't true about the biological mom Frances being a prostitute. Like trying to say that the biological mom Frances and biological sisters Belinda and Ramona were prostitutes. That was never true. So as kids and teenagers, we fell for those lies. You know, even though Ramona's a dirty person, but I don't think Ramona was ever really a prostitute like that, and same with Belinda. Like Belinda was living in Milwaukee, and it seemed like, she was a CNA and had a job and, trying to do good with her life, but I believe Belinda's death was a sacrifice, and probably her own son John Blood sacrificed her. I think that's what it sounds like to me. I wouldn't be surprised if my nephew John sacrificed his mom, which is my sister. I honestly believe, and John was a narcissistic perp. My nephew John, whose criminal, illegal, satanic birthday was recent. But anyway, the foster mom Adrian Felder was saying I deserve to die, or that I'm gonna wind up dead. And then sometimes she would point in my face and get in my face and lecture me about all the all the diseases I'm gonna have. Like now I'm gonna grow up and have high blood pressure and diabetes and heart problems and this, that, whatever disease and stuff, while her ass was suffering fucking cancer. And nobody can tell her stop smoking so many damn cigarettes and drinking so much Coke, or eating piles and piles of salt on her self-righteous one meal a day, and she would pile a freaking unreasonable high amount of white table salt. So then she said that I stressed her out, and she tried to say it was my fault. She tried to say it was my fault that she couldn't, that everything was my fault. Like, she tried to say it was my fault that she could no longer eat a lot of salt anymore, because she said that I stressed her out and made her blood pressure high. No, your blood pressure got high because of heavy cigarette smoking and that piles and piles of salt on your food. So if we stress you out so bad, why do you keep us for so many years? For the money. Was the money you were getting for us, was it worth your health? If you felt like we were killing, ever since we were 7 years old, the foster mom was saying that we were stressing her out and killing her. So, and she used to make threats, try to terrify us and make threats to get rid of us. Like at 7 years old, and it would traumatize us to be forced to go to the group homes, and she would get in my face and be like, Katie, you don't know who drawers you're gonna be wearing. And black slang, draws mean underwear. Whose panties you're gonna be wearing? And you tell a freaking 8-year-old child that. The foster mom Ann was so fucking mean. How did I grow up to love her and wish? I've actually. How and why did I end up with Stockholm Syndrome? She got it from Stank Freddy, the Masonic Mr. Freddy from the Kraft family, who's now deceased. She got it from Mr. Freddy. Mr. Freddy originally told her that she should have left us nasty, filthy, dirty babies. Talking about me and my twin sister, that she should have left us nasty, filthy, dirty babies where she found us. So, and then after Mr. Freddy said it, then the foster mom would tell me, like, every chance she got, all day, every day, I should have left your nasty, dirty baby Yeah, I should have left your nasty, filthy, dirty babies where I found y'all. So why the fuck should I have respect? I don't care if you're dead. I'm a fucking say it. I don't care if you're dead. Why the fuck should I honor and respect a Freemason who said that about about me? A Freemason who said that about me, and he took part in ruining my fucking high school graduation by cussing me out, meddling in my business and cussing me out for no reason and everything. Yeah, I'm talking about that Freddie Kraft guy. You know. So, and then I heard Freemasons, they fucking ritually sacrifice their own kind. They ritually sacrifice their own kind, because there was a woman who, like, after Miss Ali died, then a young woman quickly married him, and Mr. Freddie's daughters with Miss Ali, they weren't happy about it. And so a few years later, the young female had, he married her, and then she was poisoning his food and poisoning his family members' food and poisoning everybody's food, and then she killed him for money. And I mean, she married him and had him killed off and got all his money. So it's like, and make no mistake about it, more than half the Kraft family members were Masonic and narcissistic. The highest level one was Stank Whore Lanika. I'm gonna say it again. Fuck the whole damn family. Fuck them. Fuck the foster family. Fuck the biological family. Fuck the fake IDMR cult. Fuck the people who I grew up with and went to school with. Just fuck every damn body. Almost everybody in New Orleans was freaking narcissistic, sociopathic, and just outright damn cruel. Very cruel. And they mock and laugh at your suffering. Just for some freaking wicked, demonic motherfuckers. Very wicked and evil. The most cold-hearted, cruel people I've seen in my life. Like what they did, Messy Maya. They freaking took a picture of his dead body and then mocked and laughed at him. Like, how satanic can you get? So, it's like, the foster mom, I mean, it could have been somebody else, but I strongly believe the foster mom, Adrian Felder, put me in the target individual program for revenge purposes. And she always tried to bully, harass, and lecture me, telling me I have to learn how to conform to the norms of society. And try to bully, harass, and lecture me, saying this is not normal behavior, that's not normal behavior. Trying to bully, harass, and lecture me about my behavior when she was a freaking abusive lady. So just like Pete couldn't mold or control me, she couldn't mold or control me. So then they make these little phrases like, you burned all your bridges, I've washed my hands of you, and stuff like that, So the foster mom and the foster stepdad, Mr. Terry, they were freaking both narcissistic abusers and they both were like trying to, trying to destroy each other. And I think the foster mom was putting black magic and voodoo on Mr. Terry, but he was also a Masonic. I mean, I don't have any proof of him being like, but I can tell his connections that he's like a Masonic perp as well. He wasn't my handler, but I think the foster mom was his handler, and I believe that she could have been Al's handler too. And it seemed like Mr. Terry gave us problems, but it seemed like she was trying to sacrifice him too. Like, cause the foster mom married Al, like before we were born, and I remember cute little baby pictures of Joni and everything, and Al and Ann, um, Adrian Felder, taking pictures with Joni as a baby, and they look happy together, but on those pictures, but in real life, nah, they never got along. But the foster mom, she married a man who seemed so much like Al, and then she used to say Al was cheating so much, but they had a lot similar in common. But we actually loved Al, but Mr. Terry, he was a perp, a doggone perp for real. And that's why I call him Blackie's wife, the crusty dog. That's the nickname I got for him. I used to call him the Cruster. So, and he used to gaslight and abuse us and like keep trouble stirred up in the house unnecessarily, pick arguments for no reason, and it seems like as if he was jealous of us and with competition of who's supposed to get more love from the foster mom. It was crazy, but we didn't like being told what to do, and we missed Al so much, and we didn't like this replacement here, But the foster mom, she blood sacrificed Al, you know, and we were 9 years old when it happened. And Al was like 40. Let me get this right. I think he was 47 years old, and he was born in 1945, and he died November. No, he died December 12th, 2000. December 12th, 1992. But it was the night of the 11th. He had that seizure or whatever. or and they say he was diagnosed with pneumonia or whatever, and they say he had like he died of a massive stroke. That was a fucking ritual sacrifice, and we were too young to kind of really understand what was going on. You know, I didn't realize we were surrounded by all this evil and Freemasonry and witchcraft, black magic, blood sacrifices, and all this shit. Narcissistic abuse is deep. It's really deep. So I don't care y'all getting mad at me for speaking out the truth about all this. It all ties in together. Like I'm saying that everything ties in together. Like the Freemasonry, occult, New Age, witchcraft, and black magic, Satanism. Those are the many roads to hell, but only one way to Jesus Christ. But many ways to hell, but one way to heaven. Oh, and cults, New Age, narcissistic abuse, yeah, Freemasonry, Satanism, yeah. So witchcraft, and so it all ties in together. Gang stalking, because if you do research deep enough, gang stalking, you can run into topics about cults too. The theme of cults will come up. Cults and narcissistic abuse, they all tie in together. So this video might offend some people, but um when people were doing and saying all these hateful and hurtful things to me, I wasn't allowed to get offended. you know, in one way it seems like as if she hated me as much as she hated her husband, the foster mom. Like, but Mr. Terry, he didn't seem like he was a targeted individual, but he was freaking perping me. And he was the foster mom's puppet, pretty much. But it seems like she had like quite. She seemed like she was trying several times in a short period of time, nearly succeeded at, trying to sacrifice him, because every time you look up, something bad happened to him, and and, and it's like she set him up in car accidents, set him up to fall down the stairs, set him up to slip and fall in the hallway, but then that got blamed on me, and but he would drive reckless anyway. I guess she knew that. But they never even rode in the car together, really. They had their own vehicles, slept in separate beds. I mean, well, actually, she forced him to be punished with sleeping on a couch downstairs while he sit there and watch porn. Strange household. And the Kraft family knew everything, that more than what we knew. Everything that went on in that house, the Kraft family knew. They know every doggone thing. They knew more than what we knew what was going on. And people have said that the Kraft family, that they've been sent to watch us from little. The foster mom used to have the Kraft family members and Idea Mall cult members stalk and spy on us and then report back everything to her. And I've been seeing that theme also, you know. This has been a long talk, over an hour. And, this is going to be uploaded later on. But I'm glad I'm releasing my emotions and getting the truth out. It's now 1:35 a.m. in the morning. So I'm, feeling restless, but this helped kind of calm me down and soothe me somewhat. Help me kind of forget about what happened, temporarily at least, forget about what happened earlier. I don't want to leave this motel room, but I might have to, because I don't want to deal with the remodeling and construction noise, you know, so I might have to be forced to vacate temporarily, for the day, vacate the place. Depends on how bad the noise is. But I guess I'll hold out an extra day to get my laundry done. I'll just wait and see. But I wanted to say before I go, I know it was awkward for me to mention, like, after mentioning about the being hit by, I mean, not hit, I meant to say the attempt at being hit by a car. Well, I'll say, the night before last, because it's now past midnight. It's now Saturday. So Thursday night, a couple of nights ago, when I did the video talking about it, and I felt like, how awkward was that for me to talk about the incident that happened, and then talk about a few more miscellaneous things, and then talk about, I didn't realize until after how awkward that was for me to talk about the underwear at buying, the cheap underwear from Walmart, how it affects me, that I can only wear it one time, and then it starts getting like tearing and messing up and everything. But it's like, I'm going to try to find that video again. If it's not on YouTube, then it's probably on Vimeo or YouTube. I'm going to try to get the links in the description box. And also that other narcissistic abuse video that describes how narcissists are demons and gang stalkers are demons. Like, some people say that they don't know because they end up being full of demons because of the rituals that they do. And they, whatever satanic rituals that they do. And then it's like the way they abuse us so horrifically, it's, they call it satanic ritual abuse. And that's why you end up dealing with, strange punishments and bizarre abuse and stuff. It's not natural or normal. And then the same person who foster my Adrian Felder abusing me, trying to tell me this is not normal, that's not normal and stuff. So I'm gonna go and it felt great to talk for this time. So I'm gonna show y'all the links to the videos about narcissistic abuse. So I'm starting to get kind of cold right now. It must be a little cold, but I'm gonna go for now, and this video is gonna upload hours later. I don't know when, but I must at least try to get it started now. So I just want y'all to see my ugly, crazy looking face before I go. It's now 1:39 a.m. and I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.